I'd like to call this meeting of the Princeton City Council to order. Clerk call roll.
Mayor Mabry.
Here.
Councilmember Newman.
Here.
Gomez.
Here.
McCall.
Here.
McCransky.
Here. Would you please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you. So we've got a big crowd here tonight, and it's a great celebration. We have an oath of office for a brand new police officer. So I'll go ahead and let Pete Nelson take it from here, please.
Well, we'll let Tom Kammerer take it over from here.
Very good.
Good evening. First, I want to thank all the police officers who are here tonight as we swear in Seth Woolley, our newest police officer. As many of you know, Seth's dad is retired Princeton Fire Chief Chuck Woolley. Chuck served the city of Princeton for 34 years before retiring on May 27th of 2022. I'm sure he's very proud of Seth tonight as he follows in his father's footsteps of public service. Chuck will pin Seth's badge on at the conclusion of this swearing in. Seth is also joined tonight by his mother Stephanie, his grandparents Larry and Nancy Woodley, and his wife Amy. Seth is a 2010 graduate of Princeton High School and a 2015 graduate of Western Illinois University, where he earned his bachelor's degree in law enforcement justice administration with a minor in forensic psychology. Seth also brings with him 3 years of prior experience with the Bureau County Sheriff's Department, where he was a corrections officer. Personally, I'm excited to have Seth join our department because he grew up here and he is still a resident of this community. His familiarity with Princeton and its people will serve him well as he works each day to protect them. Seth is currently in training with our officers prior to his departure for the Police Academy on Monday, January 8th, 2024. After his graduation on April 26th, 2024, he will complete several more weeks of training with our officers before being released to solo patrol duties. Seth, welcome to the Princeton Police Department. City Clerk Pete Nelson will now swear you in.
Ready for this?
Thanks, right here.
Right. Okay, raise your right hand. And I, Seth Woolley,
I, Seth Woolley,
having been appointed to the office of police officer
having been appointed to the office of police officer
in the city of Princeton, County of Bureau, and the state of Illinois, do solemnly swear that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America
that I will support the Constitution of the United States of America
and the Constitution of the state of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the state of Illinois,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of the office of police officer to the best of my ability.
and the office of police officer to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
I want to thank everybody for coming. It means a lot. My friends, family, colleagues. It's an honor to be working here for Princeton. Obviously, as you heard, my dad worked here for 34, 35 years, something like that. It's an honor to follow in his footsteps and serve this community. Thank you very much.
Very nice. Very good. We're proud of Seth, and we're proud of his parents. Normally now we will go to public comment, but I'd like to invite the guests that are here tonight that came for Seth's swearing in. If you'd like to leave, you're more than welcome to stay, or you can leave. So we'll just take a minute. If you want to go, most people have a chance to bail out of here. Yeah, we take no personal offense.
Well, then Amy, you can stay.
Remember,
It's getting past my bed tonight.
remember, you got to get involved.
That's true.
It's your community.
That's one. That's perfect.
We're going to need half of you to go over that.
Yeah, the ship is listing a little bit to the left. But yeah. Give us another minute here. Yeah, what a great honor, and we're proud of Seth. Just fantastic. So now we're going to go to public comment. We have public comment at the beginning of the meeting as well as at the end, and you can speak actually at both times. Is there anyone here who would like to speak to the council? If so, we'll have you go up to the microphone at the podium. Feel free. And just go first. All you need to do is just state your name. That's all we need, please.
Ernie Whittington, 619 North Vernon Street, Princeton, Illinois. Most of you here are aware we have a homeless problem in our town, supposedly. 99% of these people I call homeless choose to be that way because they're spending their money on drugs. I have outside of my yard right now, Tent City, of all the druggies and the homeless. 3 o'clock in the morning, I have a bonfire 20 feet outside my bedroom window. 2 days later, I have my dog going nuts because they're arguing and fighting in the yard. I go to the chief, I ask for help. I'm told they're trying to find an ordinance to do something about this. I asked him at that time, isn't there something that says it's not zoned as a campground or permitted? His statement was, I'm not going to argue with this here, which he was right. Arguing in a hallway was going to do us no good at all. It was going to get us nowhere. I asked this council to instruct the city attorney to draw an ordinance that has some teeth in it so these guys can do the job we pay them to do. Myself and many of the residents in this town that are taxpayers and hard workers are waiting to hear what comes because many of them have been by my house and looked to see what's going on there. As I'm sure some of you on the council have, as I ask you to. Please stop this problem before it escalates more. Thank you.
Good evening. George Sebastian, 611 North Vernon. And I can only echo what Ernie had to say and add, I have on at least one occasion come across an incoherent individual traveling through the alley north from Vernon and Hudson, recognizable by a tattooed face, wearing a blue backpack, and when I came across him, he had dropped a duffel bag in the middle of Hudson Street and walked away from it. I made what I consider now a serious error of confronting him and saying, is that your duffel bag? He doubled back, looked at it for a good 2 minutes, and then walked away from it. That's where I left it. Again, regretful of having confronted him at all. But there's a serious problem in that area. Not only the drugs, the encampment, the yard is a mess. There's been a downed tree. in chunks in that yard for months. Something needs to be done on that corner. Thank you.
Thank you, George. Anyone else with public comments? We appreciate your comments, your concerns, and I know, Ernie, you have talked to the chief on more than one occasion about this, and there are things in the works. And after the meeting, if you want to visit more with the chief or visit with us individually, we'll be glad to talk to you. And so we encourage you to stay till the end of the meeting, please. Okay?
We've since solved the problem. We got a hold of the gentleman who really does own the property. And he was there yesterday and explained the facts of life to him in no uncertain terms, and they left.
Great. So as of right now, the problem's been solved?
As of right now, it's solved 90%. We still have one there, but supposedly, as he told us, he was going to be sure that they left.
Very good. Okay, well, we have a new set of challenges in Princeton that maybe we didn't have 30 years ago, and so and the police department has got a lot on their plate trying to deal with what I call, I don't want to say true crime, but then we have these things that are criminal issues that, because obviously none of us want to have these people living next to us in encampments. But let's, if we need to talk more after the meeting, I encourage you to stick around, please.
Very good, sir. Thank you.
Anyone else for public comment? Okay, now we're going to go ahead to the approval of the minutes, please.
I move that we approve the minutes from our regular council meeting on November 6th, 2023.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any questions or comments from the council? Seeing none, clerk call the roll.
Councilmember Newman.
Aye.
Gomez.
Aye.
McCall.
Aye.
McCransky.
Aye.
Mayor Mabry.
Aye. Thank you. Now we'll go to invoices with Peter Nelson.
In the Department of Accounts and Finances for this period, we have invoices totaling $352,222.42. In the Department of Streets and Public Improvements, we have invoices totaling $171,080.57. In the Department of Public Safety, we have invoices totaling $372,409.79. And in the Department of Public Property and Utilities, we have invoices totaling $1,012,419.94, for a grand total of $1,908,132.72. Mayor, all council members present have confirmed their reviews of all invoices and now are submitted for disposition.
I move that we approve the invoices as presented.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any questions from the or comments from the council? Seeing none, clerk call the roll.
Councilmember Newman.
Aye.
Gomez.
Aye.
McCall.
Aye.
McCransky.
Aye.
Mayor Mabry.
Aye. Thank you.
Next on the agenda is ordinance O-23-018. This is the second and final reading of an ordinance approving the sale of property no longer useful to the city of Princeton. Mayor, all council members have reviewed this ordinance and it is submitted for disposition.
I move that we approve ordinance O-23-018.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any questions, comments from the council? Seeing none, clerk call the roll.
Councilmember Newman.
Aye.
Gomez.
Aye.
McCall.
Aye.
McCransky.
Aye.
Mayor Mabry.
Aye. Thank you. Now we'll go to the city manager report. Teresa, please.
A couple items. First of all, just a reminder, City Hall, actually the city, will be closed Thursday, November 23rd and 24th in observance of Thanksgiving. In addition, City Hall will be closed as of that Wednesday at 3 p.m. This does affect garbage and recycling as well. Just a reminder, Thursday, November 23rd routes will be picked up on Monday, November 27th. Friday, November 24th routes will be picked up Tuesday, November 28th. So please have your garbage and recycling out by 5 a.m. They will likely start fairly earlier on those days. In addition, there will be no yard waste collected during Thanksgiving week. I've seen a lot of leaf bags out there. Final yard waste pickup will be the last week in November, so we're quickly approaching that. A couple of other items, just so everybody's aware, we will be posting very soon an announcement for street superintendent job announcement. So that will be coming out very soon. As we know, Quint Queerum, our current superintendent, will be retiring in February. So we've got big shoes to fill, but we should have everything ready to go here very soon to get that announcement out. Lastly, I met with Lex Poppins today with the Bureau County History Center, and he asked if we'd have some discussion about the bridge tonight, mainly just make a statement about the red covered bridge. And I said I'd be glad to do that based on the amount of correspondence, phone calls, emails that we've been getting here at City Hall. Pete and I went out that morning that it happened, and it just shook you. It still really shakes you when you see the pictures and the videos. As everybody knows, it was placed on National Register of Historic Places in 1975. And from the city's perspective, it's one of our centerpieces for tourism, not just for the city, but for Bureau County as a whole. It's really, the people who have reached out to us is far beyond Bureau County. We have people from Minnesota that are hearing about it and reaching out. So with that being said, just a couple of updates as of today, beyond the calls and the messages that we've been getting. There has been 2 separate TV interviews held on Channel 6 and Channel 4, both out of the Quad Cities. And there will be a piece in the Chicago Tribune with interviews and photos from Mike, interviews, but then also photos from Mike Vaughn. So that'll be coming out very soon. We don't know the exact date yet, but Lex will let me know. We do know, as everybody is probably aware, it is an IDOT bridge, so some of that is kind of out of our hands. We can put some pressure, and try to bring everybody together for the cause, but we do want to work as closely as we can with IDOT on this. And IDOT is going to be meeting with our city engineers tomorrow to help maybe start getting the conversation going. So we'll see where that goes with those initial conversations. Also, Representative Spain, Illinois Rep. Spain, has been notified of the incident and is shocked. And as I would quote, he said, I would like to support the efforts to repair this iconic covered bridge, as he quoted. So he is on board, he's aware, he's shocked, he hurts with us on this as well. So we will likely pull him in as much as we can to make sure he is kept in the loop. So with that all being said, I spoke with Lex. When I spoke with Lex today, I said I would be all on board with coordinating with the Bureau County History Center if and when we need to put together a roundtable meeting with our local, state, federal reps to see how we can come together and coordinate just the correspondence and the consolidating efforts on this to make sure we do what's right for our area. So just so everybody's aware, it hasn't been ignored on our end whatsoever. We are fielding the phone calls. Pete's getting the phone calls. Pete's done some interviews. But we're going to do everything we can. So that's what we're trying to tell everybody. We're going to do everything we possibly can. So.
Well, again, a seat at the table, making sure that we're involved in any and all decisions is excellent. We need to be there for that.
Yeah. Anything else, Teresa?
No.
Okay. Very good. Teresa did a great job on that. That's very all-inclusive. I got there a couple hours later than Pete and Teresa were already been there, and I didn't even take any pictures. It's almost like it's a death in the family. You go down there and you go, oh my goodness, and it was unbelievable. So appreciate Teresa and Pete taking the lead on this, and we have all gotten phone calls and comments, and I think the anger is subsided now. We're just like a little bit still in shock at what happened. And so thank you very much for working on that. Appreciate it. Okay, we're going to go now to the mayor's report, and we have a board appointment to the Princeton Public Library of Eileen Wolf. Eileen Wolf.
I move that we appoint Eileen Wolf to the Princeton Public Library Board of Trustees, filling an unexpired term ending June 30th, 2026.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. We'll just go ahead and have the clerk call the roll, please.
Councilmember Newman.
Aye.
Gomez.
Aye.
McCall.
Aye.
McCransky.
Aye.
Mayor Mabry.
Aye. Thank you. Now we're going to go to my segment I call Positively Princeton. I'll go down here to the podium for just a moment. So this evening, a couple of things if I could. We think about things like the covered bridge, and we think about things like the news that came out about almost 2 weeks ago now about the Princeton Monterey mushroom plant closing and 300 plus jobs being lost. And we wonder, what can we do at our level? And so, as you just heard, Teresa and Pete, they're working with the covered bridge, and I've kind of monitored it off to the side. I went out to talk to IDOT at the local level today and had a brief meeting with them at the Princeton facility, and then they were kind enough to give me the phone number of a gentleman over in Ottawa and had a chance to visit with him. So everything that Teresa and Pete are doing, they're doing great on. So, but I'd like to just kind of keep my eyes and ears on it as well through you folks. We think about our neighbors over to the east that would be, like I say, when the 300 and some jobs were announced lost at the mushroom plant. It's kind of a strange deal how this all comes about, where all of a sudden, as the mayor of Princeton, I get this email that comes at 4 o'clock in the afternoon from through the state of Illinois from Monterey Mushroom, because they are, in theory, on our zip code 613566. We consider them a Princeton business. And so the mayor is notified that over 300 jobs are going to be ceasing effective January roughly 15th. And immediately you call Pete and you call Teresa and say, oh my goodness, no, this is not good. And so the point would be is we reach out saying, okay, what can we do at our level? And I reached out to the mayor of Depew. I've never met the man. We've had 3 conversations on the phone, Dan Hofford. And in the process of that, Pete put together a nice, very long, nice email to Ollie's explaining the situation and gave the contact information with the mayor of Depew. And the mayor was very thankful for that. And so we appreciate Pete's efforts on that. And so we're all trying to work. I like to say we're all cousins in this operation. And we are. We're the village of Depew, they're cousins to us. And what happens in Bureau County happens to all of us, so good or bad. So I appreciate Pete's efforts to work on that with the mayor of Depew. One more thing I'd like to say is, and then we're going to have Jenica Cole come up and speak for a moment. So we have Thanksgiving 2023, and we think about things that just happened the past couple weeks that are kind of icons that we think, well, the Bureau County Red Cover Bridge will always be there. I know as a kid, I would go out there and we'd have these heavy, heavy rains, and so you'd go out to see the covered bridge to see how it was faring. And one day I was out there at the covered bridge after an extensive flooding of rain, and I'm standing there on the bridge, and I look upstream, and here's this tree, a whole tree coming down the creek, and it's rolling and rolling and rolling, and all of a sudden, as it gets closer to the bridge, I'm thinking, okay, there's only a couple feet of water, or a couple feet of distance between the water and the bridge, so I better get off the bridge. And I watched this massive tree hit the bridge, and the bridge shook and shuddered, and the tree rolled underneath there. I thought, wow. So that tree did not take the bridge out, but through 160 years of floods, we managed to have challenges other than nature, Mother Nature, on our assets in our community. So I think to myself, what can we do in a small way? And I've given each of the council members, and I've given our city attorney and Teresa and Pete each a couple of cards. And these cards are a little card that can be used as a thank you note or a little note of encouragement to somebody. And it's got a artwork on the front, and it spells out Princeton. And tonight you're each going to get one of these to take home with you in the audience. But this was done by Christy Yale about 20 years ago. She's a graduate of Princeton High School, and she did this artwork. And we purchased a number of these cards from her that we use at the city level. I use as mayor to send out correspondence. So each of our council members, you've got 2 cards. And a good homework assignment for you is, in the next couple of days, just send a card to somebody as a word of thank you or a word of encouragement. It might be a school teacher, it might be the clerk at the gas station or at the grocery store. It's just somebody in your life that you just want to say thank you. It might be a business to say, hey, you're doing a great job. So I would encourage you to do that. Like any good homework assignment, I made it hopefully bulletproof. I've got a stamp on that card too, so there's no excuse that you can't get that in the mail between now and say the end of the week, as I call Thanksgiving weekend or week. I went ahead and sent my 2 cards already. I did a homework assignment. We were at Lincoln School, elementary school last week for a Veterans Day program. Very well done. Sent a card to the principal. I never met her, Mrs. Gutschall. Mrs. did a great job. And then a local business in Princeton that does a lot of good for the community, that does a lot of sponsoring. I sent my card to Rochelle Becker, who is vice president of Beck Oil Company. They do a lot of nice things for our community, having those folks right here in our community. So my 2 cards have already been sent. So again, you're going to each get a chance to take home a card or two here. So if we could now, we're going to go ahead and have Jenica Cole come up, and she's going to talk about what happened this past weekend in a positive way in Princeton and what she's got going on the next 30 days in Princeton. Jenica is our Chamber Director.
Thanks, Brian. I appreciate it.
Glad to have you.
I'm glad I'm in the positive segment of tonight's meeting.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
There's too much bad going on in this world, so it's nice to be able to get up and talk about some of the good. And beyond Christmas Walk weekend, which if you didn't see how packed Princeton was, especially Saturday, you couldn't find a parking spot. I was getting complaints because people couldn't find parking. I assume that's a good problem to have, right? I would like to back up to Friday, and I know that we all know the bad situation with Gary Swanson's equipment being stolen. Was that 2 weeks ago now?
3 weeks.
Time flies. It's crazy around here. The Chamber offered to help greet and direct people that evening because I've gotten to know Gary and his family personally over the last few years with all he's done in street concerts and different musical things we've had going on with the Chamber. I've really gotten to know him and his family, and they're really wonderful people, which we all know. But I got to tell you, working those just few short hours at the front door of the Moose Lodge really solidified why this town is so great. So you didn't have an opportunity to be there or see that. There was no parking there either, which we were getting complaints about. They were in the field. They were down the street. It was a really great evening. And so thank the Moose Lodge and the Legion guys and everyone that came out and supported that. Somebody else I would like to acknowledge, and a local business that's also a Chamber member that kind of gets overlooked in some regards. On top of everything else we had going on in this community this weekend, it was the annual holiday dance recital with Main Street Dance Academy. My 7-year-old is a part of that, but Lindsay gave me a head count of how many individual families and girls she has, and I lost count, but it's hundreds. It's not 50. It's a lot, and each of those girls is doing more than one performance. It's 2 nights. My husband still doesn't know when she ages up. We're going both nights. Now we're only on Fridays. And it's deer hunting season, so don't tell anyone. Keeping that one a secret. But that auditorium is full both nights. And if you've never taken part in that or seen that, it's magical. It almost gives you chills. And the little boy behind me kept going, Mom, how many more dances are there? So we're getting a kick out of it. But kudos to Lindsay and Abby Cochran and Maggie Boslog and Kayla and all their volunteers. It's phenomenal. So if you see Lindsay Philhauer somewhere, give her a hug, because I don't know how she managed it. I mean, she has a big family herself, but they're amazing individuals. So then Christmas Walk weekend took place. We had a ton of fun events going on. It was, to help push shopping and supporting our small local businesses this weekend, which I have spoken to a few of them, and I think it was a success. But on top of that, we try to rally some of these Christmassy events together on one weekend, so it gives the opportunity for people out of town to come to Princeton and support us. Open Prairie Church does a wonderful Christkindle Market every year on that Saturday. The Vero County Fair also does a train and farm toy show. The Prairie Arts has a Rise and Shine quartet playing at 3 o'clock. Landmark Realty had keys around town in different businesses that you could find to win Chamber gift cards. The Vero County Senior Center did s'mores on both the north and south end this year. The Vero County Farm Bureau came into the Prouty and made reindeer food both days with the kiddos. I want to give a shout out too to Connie Lynn, who drove the trolley all weekend long. She does a fabulous job, and we really appreciate her, because that trolley really is a big draw for our community. The Elf Hunt is going on, sponsored by Midland States Bank this year. So anybody and everybody, you don't have to be a child. You could be a child at heart and just want to hunt the 8 elves. Those are always on Main Street. There's 8 of them. And then the horse carriage rides always happen on Saturday at Christmas Walk, which is also a huge hit, and also a source of contention to some people. But we saw the good in the horse carriage rides, and we always want to thank Heartland Bank for sponsoring those. So that was amazing. I should also say I had, on the positive side, I had many phone calls today about our Santa and Mrs. Claus. And I think it's safe to say we can be honest with, Santa's not real. But Brad Oder, if you guys know Brad Oder, he played Santa on Saturday, and Elaine Mitchell played Mrs. Claus. And then a gentleman by the name of John Foster, which you have seen in Meadows on Main. He does the Two Angels magical Santa experiences. He is our Santa for the remainder of the season. And I got so many wonderful compliments from parents saying how wonderful it was and how they spent so much time with each family and took photos. And Santa also reported to me this morning that he spoke to families from the Quad Cities, the Chicagoland area, Geneseo, and this comment kind of made me laugh, a few towns and schools he didn't recognize. So I think that was good, and obviously the weekend brought a lot of good to Princeton. So thank you to all who took part, and all of our gracious and wonderful volunteers. Okay, what's coming up? Whew. Small Business Saturday is this Saturday. It always happens the Saturday after Thanksgiving, and so you will see Heartland Bank also sponsored this year. It's only on one day. You'll see these Monopoly boards floating around. On the outside are all our chamber member businesses taking part. There's 49 this year, which is the most we've ever had participate. You go into any one of the stores, make a purchase, they give you a designated sticker. You get 5 stickers on your board, you bring it to the chamber, and you can win a $250 gift card to help with your Christmas shopping. So these are available at all the participating locations as well as at the Prouty Building. So just a way to help promote our small businesses. Also going on, if you've been past the fairgrounds, the Home for the Holidays lights, they are all in the ground outside of a couple, which are in my garage. We won't talk about how that's going. My husband is the resident electrician who fixes any bulbs that have burned out. So it's year 3 for us, which is amazing. And we're growing substantially because of all the wonderful sponsors and businesses and even community members and families that have done lights. So I think we're close to 100 lights now, which is amazing. And you'll want to come out this year because we have 4 brand new lights that are all fully custom and you can't get out of the catalog, which are super cool. I left flyers over there next to Tom for this. It starts the 24th, Friday night, and it goes to December 24th. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday evenings. Fridays and Saturdays 5 to 9 and Sundays 5 to 8. And then our final big weekend of Christmas in Princeton is the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd, which Jim Argo was here a couple weeks ago and talked to us about the importance of the parade and the donations that are needed for the Rio County Food Pantry. I think Vanessa had reported that their need this year is 60% greater than last year. So all of these community events are free, but the one thing we do ask for that weekend is if you will donate a non-perishable food item. Paper items are welcome. Monetary donations go farther for the food pantry, but any donation would be greatly appreciated. December 1st, Friday evening, we'll light the Christmas tree across here at Veterans Park at 6 o'clock. The lighted parade will come down around from City Hall and head south on May 6:30. The candy cane hunt will happen at 7, as usual, at Soldiers and Sailors Park. There will be live reindeer that evening. And then Santa's Workshop, which is completely free for families. We had 300 people last year at least, is at the Bureau County Fairgrounds. So filled with crafts and activities, and everybody gets lunch and homemade cookies to go. So that's definitely something families should check out. There's a few other things on the flyer. I left this one as well over by Tom. And then Kleinfelter Electric, as we all know, oh my gosh, I'm drawing a blank. David's husband, he's a firefighter. Brett. Thank you. They are sponsoring a free showing of The Elf, the movie, at Apollo for us this year. So 1:30 p.m. after Santa's Workshop, we tried to plan it strategically. Families can come out completely free, and each kid that is in attendance will get a free bag of popcorn and a drink. So that's super fun as well. I left those flyers over there. You can follow the Chamber's page. I know Tori shares our stuff on tourism, so thank you all for your support, and if anybody has any questions, if not, I'll stop talking.
Thank you, Jen.
Thank you.
Great. So let's put these cards here and right here. So before you leave, grab a card, do your homework assignment, take a couple of them. Very good. Now we'll go back to our regular programs. There you go. Regular scheduled program. program.
Regular scheduled programming.
Okay, is there any old business this evening? Is there any new business to come before the council? Okay, is there any more public comment?
Yes, I have one.
Hi, my name is Peggy Gomez. Talking about the mushroom factory really hit home for me. I grew up in Monterey, California. My family did work at the mushroom factory when they first opened up many years ago. So I reached out to my friend. It's called Christopher's Ranch. It's a garlic company. It's homegrown across California. It has over 1 million pounds of garlic each day. Why not grow garlic here in Peru? In Depew, sorry. And I was like, so I wrote to them. I wrote them a very long letter. I got a nice response back. Where can they stay? They're going to be staying at the American, and they will come down sometime in December or in January, and they're going to look at the building. So I thought I would share that with you since I just got the email. So thank you.
That's great news, Peggy. Thank you, Peggy.
Good job, Ed.
Thanks.
We're all in the boat rowing. We are. Okay, any other public comment? If not, we'll go ahead and Jerry, if you would, please.
I move that we adjourn our regular meeting this evening and reconvene our next city council meeting on Monday, December 4th, 2023, 6 o'clock at City Hall.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Clerk, call the roll.
Councilmember Newman.
Aye.
Gomez.
Aye.
McCall.
Aye.
McCransky.
Aye.
Mayor Mabry.
Aye. This meeting is adjourned. Feel free to stick around and visit. Glad to have you.
Oh.